playing football. He's been a huge part of our offense for the past 2 years, helped lead us to a state championship as a junior, and obviously helped lead us to a state appearance in the final this year as well. Had his big moments in some pretty big games. I know one I'll remember is a pinnacle game and his long runs going for 100+ yards. Always got those tough yards, excellent receiver, excellent blocker, and just the type of player that you love as a coach because he just goes about his business and does his job. He will be taking his game to the next level at the University of Mary. Jacob Holmes. Jacob Holmes came to us this year from Cesar Chavez, after all the things that were going on in the pandemic time and no football and, what was happening over in Phoenix Union. And he, it's a culture change, and he listened to us, developed both in the classroom, in the community, on the field, had to sit out 5 games like any of the transfers did that came from Cesar Chavez, which is not an easy thing to do. Did what he was asked, on scout team, and became one of the most dominant players on the defensive line in the state of Arizona. Very excited about him and his opportunities heading to Fresno State. Jeff Tedford is a very good friend of mine in the past that is the new head coach back over at Fresno, and Jacob just brings a skill set that is unique. I mean, he was a dominant player in a dominant defensive front last year, what they say, and him and Amari, and he was a guy that could play inside and a guy that can play outside, and he's got tremendous physical skills, and he's built to succeed at Fresno State. So he'll be headed his way to the Mountain West and Fresno State University. Alfred Smith, Smitty, AKA Smitty. Okay. Alfred's unique because, when you play corner and we play a lot of man, usually they're going to go after certain people. And, in the 2 years that he started for us, and for whatever reason, he just didn't get a lot of people coming after him. I know when we had our scrimmage, not that anybody would know about a scrimmage, but, they have a very high-ranking wideout that Smitty was locked up a lot of times in that scrimmage one-on-one, and the kid couldn't get off the ball, and the kid had some trouble, and he just has that ability to play man-to-man coverage, which is definitely what you have to do at the next level in college football. He's also a physical player. Maybe it wouldn't look like that, being 5'8", 5'9", but his physicality on film comes across the board, and it's just it's amazing how he was going to go ahead and go about his job. Made big plays and big moments. Was a solid figure on a really great defense the past 2 years, and when you have corners like him and Travis that can lock down on the outside, that defensive front, it really becomes something special and helps you win ball games and lead you to state titles and state championship games. Really excited about his future in the Big Sky, and he will be headed, Coach McCaffrey, to the University of Northern Colorado. Karan Adams. Gonna miss this guy. He's been with us in the varsity for 3 years. Big time playmaker. He's led us in receiving his junior and his senior year. He was a guy that he's always begging us to return kicks, and I think we let him do that in the championship games. We've had our experiences with guys going down in the kickoff game from Coach E and I. And so, he just wanted to do things to help win. And very unselfish player. The fastest player in the state, no question, and I was really proud of him with his leadership ability. When we started off the season, he was the only returning starter on our offense when Keon went down and Nason was banged up with his knee and everything, and he just took control and did it on the field. And we're excited about his future at Iowa State. Coach Campbell is an unbelievable coach there, and they're so excited to have him and his skill set that allows them to go ahead and keep on doing their things in the Big 12. So I'm going to miss him, but Karan Adams headed to Iowa State University. Devin Dunn. Devin Dunn is what we would call a diversified player. He plays a strong safety spot. He can be an edge blitz guy. He can be a man cover guy. When you talk about running to the football, He's definitely a guy that does that, as all of our defensive players do, but he just had that unique ability to make things happen. And, he got some playing time, as a junior, and this year he was without question one of the most dominant, back-end players in the Premier Region and in the state. Recently I found out his dad played, for my friend Matt Logan at Centennial, so that was kind of neat of how that went about its business. But, Devin is, when you go to the Air Force Academy, there's different reasons that you go there. And when you play football there, you have to be an outstanding player because they're an outstanding program, outstanding team. They have had very successful years. And I know Coach Jaime over there at the Air Force Academy is so excited that he's going to be able to bring his skill set to the Air Force Academy and help them keep on their winning ways. So, Devin Dunn, heading the Air Force Academy. Isaiah Johnson. Got a special place in my heart for Isaiah. He's a kid that came to us from New Jersey a few years ago. I know his first day on campus, came to my room when I was in the ISD room and got to meet him with Coach Scott. And, I remember him going through his little drills early on when he was almost couldn't put one foot in front of the other. He kind of got frustrated, but he's a success story at Chandler High. He ends up developing into one of the Premier Region's top defensive linemen. He's all-state player, at all 6A level and Arizona Republic. Obviously, University of Arizona saw the potential in him and offered him a full ride to the University of Arizona, so he's going to be headed to the Pac-12. But more importantly is his development personally in the community. Like I said, I've spent a lot of time with them, and having those talks, not about football, but just about life in general. We're so proud of him, and he's going to have a great future, bringing the University of Arizona back to some football prominence. That's Isaiah Johnson. Last but not least, at the end here, Frankie Morales, AKA, I call him the Bandit, and a phenomenal football player. When college coaches came and talked to us, I said, have you ever watched the kid called the Honey Badger with the Kansas City Chiefs? I mean, that dude's tiny out there, man. He's playing in the NFL, and he makes things happen. I go, Frankie is without question the same type of player at the high school level and will be the same type of player in the college level because that's all he knows how to do. He makes plays. He made plays in practice. He made plays in games. He's the guy that said, I want to return punts, and finally we put him back there, and he was a phenomenal punt returner. He's just a guy that just got things done, and he didn't care where he was at as well. I mean, he could have left here back as a sophomore, I want to play as a sophomore. It's hard to play as a sophomore at this place. It truly is. Stayed with it, manned up, got started in the Hamilton game his sophomore year, and did very well there, and it just kind of went from there. He again is diversified. He can play man-to-man. He was the lockdown guy in our Hamilton game when their number one receiver didn't hardly have any catches at all, and it allowed again us to do things on defense with guys like Smitty and him and Devin and Travis to go ahead and give opponents a lot of problems. So I know Coach McCaffrey again is very excited for him. And Smitty both coming on the defensive side of the ball to make things happen on the back end at Northern Colorado. So Frankie Morales heading to UNC in the Big Sky.
How you doing? My name is David Lopez. I'm the head baseball coach here. I'm going to kind of echo what Coach G said. Congratulations to all the student athletes, but more importantly, just acknowledging the parents for all your love, your sacrifice, and your dedication to letting your kids chase your dreams. So give it up for these parents. All right, I get the honor of introducing 7 Chandler baseball players. First guy, Seth Moore. Seth is a unique talent. He's big, he's physical, and he can run. Sometimes I look at him and I feel like he should be playing football with Coach G, but we're lucky enough to have him play with us. He's definitely going to be an impact player for us this spring. I feel like he's going to have a special year once he gets healthy. We're going to rely on him to not only play first base, be in the top of the lineup, but also play some outfield. Seth Moore going to Chandler Gilbert. This guy took him 3 years to finally start having conversations. It would be one-word answers, but he just keeps on continuing to develop into a special young man and a special baseball player as he continues to just chase his dreams and work hard and just be him and open up. He's going to do special things at the next level. Daniel Hutchinson's going to Chandler Gilbert. All right, Cam came to us last year in the middle of the season from Corona. He's been a blessing in disguise in so many different ways. From the first day that he stepped on campus, he's just been a team guy where he knew that he couldn't play right away, but he did whatever the team needed, and him just being selfless and team-oriented has made an impact in our program, and we're excited for him to kind of get things rolling this spring, but we're more excited for his future at Midland University. Kyle Seklanich here, he's a sweet little lefty with a ton of athleticism. He's kind of just progressed every year as he's been in the program. He's been a late bloomer, but I just think his best baseball's ahead of him as he just continues to grow and blossom. He continues to work hard in the weight room. You could just see his athleticism continue to kind of just shine on the baseball field. I just think his best baseball's ahead of him. He's going to be a special kid in the future as well, not just this spring, but in the future. But I'm excited for his continued growth at Chandler Gilbert. All right, this guy is an old school grinder. We have lights up in our cages, and you can see this guy just working. He's a worker. He's like I said, old school grinder. He came to us as a little runt as a freshman, and he just worked in the weight room, worked on his swing, and he's earned everything that he's gotten up to this point just because of who he is and his work ethic, and we're excited for the spring that he's going to have for us. And this is Carson Gannetz, and he's going to Chandler Gilbert. All right, this young man is a special young man. His family's a special family in our program. We've been blessed to have his older brother in the program, and we're super lucky to have him in our program this year. Well, the last 4 years, he's going to be a dude for us on the bump. We expect big things for him in the field and in the lineup. He's just a competitor. He's a bulldog, and he has a ton of confidence in his abilities and what he brings to the table each and every day. And Austin. Aiden Shoemaker's going to Chandler Gilbert. My bad. All right, this family's a special family. Wes and I grew up. We're old school buddies from good old Globe, Arizona. So Brody means a lot to me. It takes a village to raise somebody, and when he came here, it was just kind of like that old school small town feel. And it's been an honor for him to be in our program. It's been an honor to see his growth and just his development. We're excited for him to kind of keep that development and growth going. He's going to go play baseball at Yavapai College.
Okay, a couple housekeeping items we got to do. You have a paper in front of you. If you guys could take a minute and fill that out, that's basically scholarship opportunities that we track through our Career Center. Just take a minute and fill that out. We also have our media backdrop in the foyer. We're going to have you guys go out there, have your banners. Those banners are yours to keep. You can keep those. We'll get pictures, and we'll add those to our reel up here behind me. We started this tradition years ago. Chandler's built on tradition, legacy, okay? We consider ourselves a school of champions, and today you can kind of see why we have this tradition. We have close to 45 to 50 student athletes that will sign. We've had a couple signing days earlier in the year. We'll do another one here in May to kind of wrap up the year for those late signees. But this is why we do this. Today is one of my favorite days out of the year. I'm proud to be the athletic director at Chandler High School. This is why. This is a long journey in these student athletes' lives. Their parents starts as a freshman and kind of embodies the whole 4 years of high school, and this is where they finish. So today I'm so proud of these kids, so proud of those families. Congratulations and thank you. With that, we're going to close our signing day. Thank you for everybody for coming. We do have another meeting going on in the small theater, so if we can try to be as quiet as we can when we go out to the foyer. We do have our district administration meeting going on in a small theater over here as well. But if you could take a minute to fill these out, I would appreciate it, and we'll get pictures out there. Thank you, and have a great day.